PM's mega Jat outreach in Uttar Pradesh.
जोरदार तालियों के साथ एक बार पुनः उनका अभिनंदन कीजिए।
Modi honors Jat icon in Aligarh.
राजा महेंद्र प्रताप सिंह जी के बारे में अवश्य जानना चाहिए, अवश्य पढ़ना चाहिए।
As Jats lead farm agitation against centre, can PM douse Jat anger over farm laws?
केंद्र सरकार का निरंतर प्रयास है कि छोटी जोत वालों को ताकत दी जाए।
Will Jat side with BJP in 2022?
Warm welcome, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Well, let's begin with a cliche. The PM, Prime Minister Modi, sounded the poll bugle in western Uttar Pradesh of an election which is about 5 months away. With that, he also extended an olive branch to a community which is supposed to be seemingly, or part of the community, a little antagonized by the centre over their stand on the farm laws. So how did it all unfold? What did the Prime Minister do? Here's more.
5 months before Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi in battleground Uttar Pradesh. Sounding the poll bugle with a mega Jat outreach. The Jats, primarily farmers, will be the deciding vote in the politically crucial Western UP belt. A belt now synonymous with farm unrest. And a vote which the Prime Minister knows is crucial for the BJP. Reaching out to the farmers of Western UP, the sugarcane belt of the state.
हमारे देश में छोटे किसानों की संख्या 80% से ज्यादा है। केंद्र सरकार का निरंतर प्रयास है कि छोटी जोत वालों को ताकत दी जाए।
The Prime Minister was in Aligarh to lay the foundation stone of a new university named after the historic Jat figure Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh, paying him rich tribute.
राजा महेंद्र प्रताप सिंह जी के जीवन से अपने सपनों को पूरा करने के लिए कुछ भी कर गुजरने वाली जीवनता आज भी हमें सीखने को मिलती है। उन्होंने सिर्फ भारत में ही रहकर और भारत में ही लोगों को प्रेरित नहीं किया, बल्कि वो भारत की आजादी के लिए दुनिया के कोने-कोने में गए।
The Prime Minister reaching out to the Jat community, a section of which is antagonized by the government stand on farm protest, is crucial, especially when the Jats form 17% of the population in Western UP, hold sway over 77 of the state's 403 seats. The Jats will be the deciding vote in districts like Meerut, Baghpat, Muzaffarnagar, Saharanpur, Bulandshahr and Shamli districts. Western Uttar Pradesh has become a sore issue for the BJP following the party's lackluster performance in the recently held panchayat elections and discontentment among Jat farmers. The belt has been a communal tinderbox, with vote usually divided on communal lines. This time around, the Western UP belt might buck that trend, with farm agitation bridging the communal divide. A political development that could upset the poll arithmetic for many parties. Bureau Report, India Today.
So can the BJP succeed in quelling Jat anger, especially in Western Uttar Pradesh? Let's take it to our panelists. Pawan Khera, spokesperson of the Congress, joins me. So does Sanju Verma, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, and Brijesh Bhati, farm leader. I want to cut across to Brijesh Bhati with the permission of both our political guests for a word in. Bhati Saab, aap तो जुड़े हुए हैं जो फार्म एजिटेशन हो रहा है वेस्टर्न उत्तर प्रदेश में, जो आज प्रधानमंत्री ने बोला, उन्होंने गन्ने के भाव के बारे में बोला, उन्होंने किसानों के बारे में बोला, उन्होंने जाटों के बारे में बहुत बोला, जो सबसे वहां पर भारी हैं। आपको लगता है इस बार जाट उनके साथ रहेगा? क्योंकि 2014 में उनके साथ था, 19 में उनके साथ था, 17 में भी उनके साथ था।
प्रीति जी, जैसे आज राजा महेंद्र प्रताप की मूर्ति लगाई है एक महानुभूति के लिए, तो कम है इनसे ज्यादा यूनिवर्सिटी एक से ज्यादा बन जाए जब भी अच्छा ही अच्छा है, हम इसका स्वागत करते हैं। लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बोला, गन्ने के लिए बोला, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने ये नहीं बताया कि 13,000 करोड़ रुपया किसानों का बकाया। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने ये नहीं बताया पिछले 10 महीने से किसान बैठे हुए हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने ये नहीं बताया इसमें 700 शहादत हो गई हैं। ये सब जो है वोटों की राजनीति थी, लेकिन अब की बार जाट समुदाय ने देख लिया है कि भाई उनके किस तरह से हक छीने गए हैं। अब के इन बहकावे में आने वाले नहीं है, इनके प्रोपगंडा में आने वाले नहीं है। किसान को पता लग चुका है, किसान किसी एक जाति का नहीं है, किसी एक धर्म का नहीं है, किसान सभी समुदाय से आता है और सारे ही समुदाय से परेशान है। इसमें
भाटी साहब, चलिए आपने बोल दिया, पर समुदाय तो सभी को पता है कि ये जो पूरी बेल्ट है, और यही सवाल मैं पवन खेड़ा जी से पूछना चाहूंगी। मिस्टर खेड़ा, द फैक्ट इज the entire belt of western Uttar Pradesh has been highly communalized, especially during elections. We've seen how they've voted. The voted patterns have pretty much said so. 2014, the Jats were with the BJP. 2017, they said there was anger with the Jats, with the BJP. 2019, with the BJP. It is a belt which has always voted on communal lines and has been with the BJP.
No, I won't say they've always voted on communal lines. Yes, the BJP would like them to forget that they are farmers. The BJP would like them to forget that they are Jats. The BJP would also like to forget gender. They would like to forget women voters to remember that they are women. The BJP would only want people of India to vote as Hindus or Muslims. That's where the problem, that's where the fault line, electoral fault line in our system is. And flashback 90s actually, when Advani made Vajpayee ji look moderate. Come to 2002 onwards, when Modi made Advani look moderate. Come to now Yogi makes Modi look moderate. No, that's a very typical right-wing tactic. Showcase to kuch aur hai, go down mein koi aur. Showcase mein Modi ji will speak about farmers, this, that and other, but actual mein kya bhasha hogi, Abba Jaan, Pitaji, Papa. This is the show, this is the go down. This is the real product of BJP and the right-wing politics in this country. So people now have to choose whether they'll go by what the showcase shows or what lies in the go down. And it's not even in the go down. Minister Yogi Adityanath shamelessly, brazenly talks in the language which should be rejected by anybody who believes in the Constitution of India. So Jats are not fools.
I will come to
Voters
you,
of India are not fools.
Okay.
Voter of Uttar Pradesh. Farmers will not forget. This is not my data, not my statistic. This is the Ministry of Program Implementation and Statistics, which has said that the farm loans have gone up by 57.7%. All these farmer knows what pinches him or her. आप कितने बड़े-बड़े नारे दे दीजिए, भाषण दे दीजिए, उससे क्या होता है? जो मेरी जेब में कितना पैसा बच रहा है महीने के अंत में, यह तो मुझे मालूम है ना. That is something which neither the showcase nor the go down will be able to manage.
All right. I want to go to Sanju Verma there. Sanju Verma, 17% Western Uttar Pradesh is the Jat population. They have hold over 77 of the 403 seats. They are an important factor which was pretty much laid to rest today with the speech that the Prime Minister made. Could it be seen as Jat appeasement?
You know, Preeti, if you heard the Prime Minister's speech, apart from the fact that he reached out to the Jat community by, invoking Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh, a freedom fighter, an educationist and a social reformer who was consigned to the dustbins of history by successive Congress dispensation for the longest time. The other interesting thing which Prime Minister Modi mentioned, which nobody seems to be paying attention to, is the fact that he once again invoked Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. And I tell you, Preeti, with a lot of responsibility for the Modi government, this is not a mere platitude. This is an abiding work ethic, and I'll tell you why. Because the Congress panelist, said Yogi Adityanath is shameless. So let me return the courtesy to you, Mr. Khera. At least Yogi Adityanath is not a sociopath like Rahul Gandhi, who lies repeatedly and lies without reason. Now coming to the more important point. The interesting thing is that I believe the Uttar Pradesh electorate will again surprise naysayers. Don't forget, Preeti, that in 2019 Lok Sabha elections, everybody said BJP cannot repeat the 2014 magic number of 73. Yes, we did not score 73, but we won 62 seats in the 2019 Lok Sabha with a vote share of how much? 49.98%. And how many seats did the Congress win? The magical number of 1 seat only from Raebareli with a vote share of 6.36%. I'm amazed and I find it amusing that despite repeatedly losing one election after another, the Congress party and its spokespeople come here and wax eloquent about Prime Minister Modi. Pehle chunav jeetna seekhiye.
Okay. Sanju Verma, you bring about elections. So I want to ask you another question. So you bring about elections. What about the panchayat polls? The BJP lost heavily in the Western UP belt. Cumulatively, they might have done better, but you and I both know, if you know the figures of the panchayat polls, on what happened.
Okay, Preeti, let me tell you very categorically. I'm, quite surprised that you talk of the panchayat polls, knowing very well that most of the candidates who won were supported by the BJP, because do remember that in panchayat polls, people don't fight with the party ticket. So if you want to pay so much of attention to the panchayat polls, which are not fought on a party ticket, you should also give credit to the BJP for the Zilla Panchayat polls, where we scored how much in July 2021, barely 2 months back. 67 out of 75 seats were won by the BJP. That translates into a strike rate of 89.33%. How many seats? 1 minute. How many seats did the Samajwadi Party win?
Okay, yes. Okay, Mr. Khera wants to retort.
How many seats did the Congress win?
Good point. Fair point. Sanju,
Congress won
Ms. Verma, fair
seats.
point. Let Pawan Khera retort and then Mr. Bhati wants to come in. Yes, Mr. Khera.
Ever since this Mr. Modi Shah, the gangs of Wasepur have taken charge of this country, चुनाव कोई भी जीते सरकार ये बनाएंगे साहब. Whether it's in Goa, whether it's in Madhya Pradesh, every other state where they can, they will spend money. और ये वोट बार-बार ये हमें चुनौती देती हैं, इलेक्शन जीत के दिखाइए. 70 साल तो आप ही के प्रधानमंत्री बोलते हैं ना, तो 70 साल में सबसे ज्यादा चुनाव कौन जीता? इसलिए चुपचाप बैठे रहा करिए, चुनाव के बारे में ज्यादा मत बोलिए. चुनाव भी हम सबसे ज्यादा जीते हैं. एंड सबसे विश्वास, सबका विश्वास, ये सब छोड़ दीजिए. सबसे विश्वास
Madam, one by one, extend the same courtesy. Extend the same courtesy. Only Pawan Khera right now. Can I just get Pawan Khera?
You have this horrible habit of interrupting. सबसे विश्वासघात. अब एक ही नारा है भारतीय जनता पार्टी. ये बोलना बंद कर दीजिए, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, कुछ नहीं. सबसे विश्वासघात. जो आज प्रधानमंत्री अलीगढ़ में भाषण दे रहे थे, फिरोजाबाद में बच्चे मर रहे थे. जवाब दीजिए उन बच्चों का. वो क्या बोले आपको? अब्बा जान बोले, पिताजी बोले, डैडी बोले, पापा बोले. कब उनकी जान बचाएंगे? उसका जवाब दीजिए. सरकार चलाना सीखिए. फिर आकर यहाँ बोलिए चुनाव जीतना सीखिए. चुनाव तो कोई भी जीत लेगा. हमसे सीखो चुनाव जीतना. हम भी जीते हैं, बहुत जीते हैं, आपसे कहीं ज्यादा जीते हैं.
Learn
to run the state, learn to run a government.
Okay, Mr. Khera, let Sanju Verma come in. Sanju Verma wants to come in and okay. Yes, madam, you may.
Hathras today is her first death anniversary.
Please stop him.
Learn to save the daughter of now.
Madam, I'll give you time. What's the problem? He can talk, no?
सबसे विश्वासघात करते हो और बोलते हो सबका विश्वास. शर्म आनी चाहिए आपको.
All right, okay, Mr. Khera.
हटा दीजिए आप अपनी भाषा से.
Mr. Khera, okay. Sanju Verma, you want to? Sanju Verma, okay. Sir, okay. Madam, go ahead. You wanted to come in and then I want to get in Mr. Bhati. He's been very patient. Okay, sir, I will have to then. Okay, can I just get Sanju Verma now?
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you so much. Thank you for being fair. Preeti, Pawan Khera said कि चुनाव तो कोई नहीं जीत सकता है, सरकार चलाना सीखिए. अरे जब आप चुनाव ही नहीं जीतोगे तो सरकार और सत्ता में नहीं आओगे तो सरकार चलाओगे कहां से? I have often heard about this floating dead bodies.
Can I just get, sir, extend the same courtesy. Just
this is not fair. I'm getting up from the debate.
Madam, sit there. Continue.
आप भी बीच में बोल रही थी.
Can I just get Sanju Verma? Miss Verma, please make your point.
Learn to get.
Can I just?
I will speak if you ask.
Yes, can I only get Sanju Verma? I've told my PCR, madam. Go ahead.
Thank you, Preeti. First and foremost, let me tell that the Jat belt, as you rightly said, is dominated by the Kisans. And I want to just lay a couple of facts on the table rather than indulging in gibberish like the Congress spokesperson who was engaging in ad hominem. Preeti, in the last 4.5 years, the amount that has been paid directly and indirectly by way of concessions, subsidies, what have you, to the sugarcane or ganna farmers is 1.25 lakh crore, and I'm willing to be held accountable for every number that I give. Secondly, the amount that was procured by way of MSP was to the tune of 66,000 crore only from Uttar Pradesh farmers. Point number 3, 36,000 crore worth of loans were waived off for Uttar Pradesh farmers. Point number 4, 378 lakh metric tons of wheat was procured in the last 4.5 years from Uttar Pradesh farmers alone. So Preeti, just 1 second, Preeti. I want to just say one thing to your audience. Between 2002 and 2017, in 15 years, there came up just 2 expressways, the Lucknow-Agra and the Yamuna Expressway. In the last 4.5 years, 4 expressways have been built or are coming to fruition.
You made your point. I want to go to Brijesh Bhati. Brijesh, madam, you made your point. Madam, you made your point. Brijesh Bhati ji, बात तो सही है ना. एक हफ्ते पहले गन्ने का भाव बढ़ा था, वो कह रहे हैं
5 रुपए बढ़ाए हैं. प्रीति जी, 5 रुपए बढ़ाकर कौन सा एहसान कर दिया इन्होंने किसान पर? पिछले साल कितने बढ़ाए हैं? और ये धड़ाधड़ पॉइंटों को पढ़े जा रही हैं संजू वर्मा जी. इनमें से कौन सा पॉइंट धरातल पर उतरा है, मुझे ये बता दें. कितने किसानों का बकाया दे दिया इन लोगों ने? कितने किसानों का भला कर दिया? 700 किसान इनके आंदोलन में शहीद हो गए इनकी वजह से. कितने परिवारों से मिल लिए? ये खाली संजू वर्मा जी झूठ बोलने से कुछ नहीं होगा. किसान का जब तक धरातल पे लाभ नहीं,
हरिश्चंद्र की मूर्त
नहीं, तुम झूठ बोल लियो महिला हो गए, तुम्हें शर्म आनी चाहिए.
महिला झूठ बोल सकती है.
झूठ बोल लियो.
इसमें महिला होने का क्या है?
ये फालतू की
किसान झूठ बोल सकता है, महिला झूठ बोल सकती है, कोई भी झूठ बोल सकता है.
कौन सा पॉइंट धरातल पर उतरा है? आप इंग्लिश में झूठ बोलने बराबर नहीं. तुम भी पता है तुम कितने सच्चे हो, तुम्हारी पार्टी की पता है कितने सच्चे हो.
अच्छा ठीक है, ऑल राइट, ओके, लेट्स. पवन खेड़ा क्लोजिंग नोट्स. पवन खेड़ा क्लोजिंग नोट्स.
जो करना है कर लो.
ओके, कैन आई जस्ट गेट पुट सर भाटी साहब, आपने बोल दिया कि सिर्फ 5 रुपए बढ़ाया है. पवन खेड़ा क्विकली क्लोजिंग नोट्स, 10 सेकंड्स सर, देन आई हैव टू गो टू मिस वर्मा एंड गिव
शी वाज गिविंग अस पॉइंट आफ्टर पॉइंट. किसानों के लिए ये कर दिया, किसानों के लिए वो कर दिया. अकाली दल को तो कन्विंस कर नहीं पाए. किसानों के लिए क्या किया वो तो छोड़ के चले गए. यहाँ बैठकर भाषण दे रहे हैं, किसानों के लिए वो कर दिया. फैक्ट ऑफ द मैटर इज द किसान इज स्टिल सिटिंग इन ऑन द रोड्स ऑफ आउटसाइड एनसीआर. आप उनको नहीं, 1 phone call away, 22nd January 2021. Where is that phone call? This arrogant of a man called Mr. Narendra Modi. क्या arrogance है इस आदमी की भाई? इससे पहले क्या प्रधानमंत्री कोई नहीं हुआ या इसके बाद कोई नहीं होगा? अपने आप को क्या समझते हैं? इतने घमंडी हो गए कि किसानों तक के आगे घमंड है इनको. और अपने आप को 56 बारे इतना छोटा दिल, इतना 56 इतना छोटा सा दिल लेकर बैठे हैं कि किसानों के साथ भी घमंड.
ओके, 10 seconds संजू वर्मा, go ahead, respond. I'm timing it because I always
have never seen such an arrogant
I'm always told that I speak. Madam, I'm timing it. Go ahead, your turn. Sanju Verma right now. Yes, Sanju Verma, go ahead.
तोड़ना जानता है.
Preeti, Uttar Pradesh today is among
May I just get Sanju Verma?
किसानों ने अच्छे.
What is this happening?
Go ahead.
This is not fair.
Madam, quickly go
Uttar
ahead.
Pradesh today is amongst the top 3 states in terms of GDP, with GDP of more than 17.5 lakh crore. It is number 2 in terms of ease of doing business. Uttar Pradesh has vaccinated with the first dose more than 8.76 crore people with a recovery rate of more than 98%. Whereas Congress is in power in Maharashtra with Shiv Sena, and Maharashtra accounts for 31% of the total COVID deaths in India. So the Congress does not need to teach us lessons in
Okay, we will end right there. We will end right there. Okay, hard cut. Okay, with that, appreciate all of you for joining us. Sanju Verma, what the list that you read out, what Pawan Kheda said and what Mr. Bhati said, we'll only know when that last vote is counted. Because right now, at least if we are looking at Western Uttar Pradesh, it is a belt which is going to be in the spotlight as Uttar Pradesh goes into election. Because the dominant community, the Jats, hold sway over about 77 seats. Till now, they have been with the BJP. Will the farm protest and the anger associated with that take that vote away from the BJP? We'll only know when that last vote is counted. Up next is Gaurav Sawant.